man.
Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here.
Roots, love you guys. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, Roots, you were just at the Grammys last night, by the way. I want to say
Yeah.
congratulations. That was great.
Thank you.
They played with Gary Clark Jr. last night at in L.A.
And then you're here.
Yeah.
We almost missed the plane, though.
Whoa, no. You're kidding me.
What would have happened?
Yeah, what would have happened? Did you play instruments?
Nope. I can hum. Heck, I can't even whistle with this gap in my teeth. Be in trouble with me, man.
Michael, we're happy to have you here. It's kind of a sad day for a lot of people because of what happened with everyone who died in that helicopter crash. You knew Kobe pretty well. You've interviewed him. I know you posted this on Instagram, a nice picture of you and Kobe. Do you remember first seeing him for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I met Kobe was years ago. I was still a football player. He was, in a party, and I just went and said hello. But always been a big fan. But since I retired over the last 12 years or so, I've gotten a chance to know him a lot better. He would come on GMA. I'd interview him there, and he called me and asked me to interview him for Dear Basketball at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, yeah.
So I went down and did an interview for him for that documentary he won an Oscar for. And I always loved Kobe. I always appreciated how hard he worked. And everyone talks about how hard people work and how committed they are, but he had another level.
Oh, yeah.
But he always showed love, and he always showed a lot of respect. And I've just always thought the world of him. So for him to call me up and ask me to be a part of something that was so special to him,
yeah,
it meant the world to me. And it still doesn't feel real.
I know.
And we did a special report last night on ABC. And after we're done, and I decided to walk home, and I'm just walking after 11 o'clock last night, and felt like I was floating. Like I didn't realize where I was and what was going on, and it just does not seem right.
Yeah.
I had so much to give.
Yeah. Did you get to know him outside? Did you ever golf or hang out with him? Or?
No, I'd never had a chance to golf with him, but he was always talked about his family.
Yeah, he
loved his family, and he was he's a very focused dude, but a funny guy.
Oh yeah,
you could sit and you could laugh, you could have jokes, and
oh yeah, when he played the Knicks.
He was not joking when he played the Knicks. He would.
It's terrible.
He'd beat the Knicks down, but I told him, one of the first things I told him, I said, I'll be honest with you, I hated you as a basketball player.
Yeah.
Because he would beat up on the Knicks. Him, Michael Jordan, and Steph Curry are the only three guys. Every time they shot the ball, I was surprised when they missed.
Right, because everything went in.
He was always going to make it and upset you. And I was like, dude, I hated you as a player.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and laughed because he realized if I didn't, he wasn't doing his job.
That's right.
But he left a mark of excellence, and he lived a life that, I was sitting around kind of in a fog, and then I realized, you got to celebrate his life, man. He lived a life that is worth talking about, a life that is inspiring, a life that people can learn from, and even in the short 41 years, he left a mark that very few people will ever leave on this world.
Yeah.
He is an icon. He is a legend for a reason because he did iconic and legendary things in his 41 years.
And even his post-NBA career, he was getting into entertainment, and he was building those the basketball schools, and he's just I was just like he was about to start a whole new chapter, And
I think he was just getting started, to be honest with you, and winning an Oscar right out of the NBA for Dear Basketball was like, whoa.
Yeah.
When you're an athlete, and I know from firsthand experience, when you get out of that sport, a lot of people think that that's all you can do. And Kobe was a lot like me in a lot of ways. That he grew up in Italy. I grew up in Germany.
Yeah.
I realized earlier on that football is something I could do, but it's not everything I can do. And for him, he realized that basketball is something he could be incredible at, but it wasn't going to be the only thing that he could be incredible at. Now, we differed because he was a lot smarter and could speak 4 languages. Me, I'm like, ein Bier, bitte. I can order another drink. That's about it. But what a brilliant life he lived. And my heart goes out to his wife and his family, his poor daughter Gianna, and also to the other 7 victims of this tragedy. And it just seems like it happened. It just doesn't seem real, man.
Yeah. What do you think is Kobe's legacy?
Excellence. Yeah. Maximizing everything you do every day. Put your family first. You know, be a great father and a great husband before you worry about being great at anything else. And I think he could be great as he was at basketball, because he realized the other things were as important for him.
Yeah.
And he had all those things balanced. And I think excellence is the word I think of when I think of Kobe, and commitment, and always maximizing everything in your life.
Thanks for talking about that.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.